We've got our wish. We're going home to Scotland.
Hello, both. How are you today?
Good. Hi, Tatiana.
I just watched the third episode back last night, and I need more immediately. But first, I want to ask, Caitríona, I really feel like this is not the first time that Claire has lost Jamie or thought that he had passed, but I felt like it hit the hardest. Was it harder for you in that moment acting this out, losing Jamie from like 1 second to the next?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough storyline because I think, as an actor, you're aware that really the audience is not really going to believe that Jamie Fraser is gone, So you have to sort of almost try extra hard to make it so believable that your character is going through it. She does these very surprising out of character things, which is also, as an actor, sometimes it's hard to wrap your head around it, but also like that is an amazing challenge and an amazing gift to be still surprised and challenged this deep into a show. And I was so lucky that, David Berry was an amazing scene partner for all of that stuff. And also we worked with Vanessa Coffey really well, who's just an amazing asset to our show. On finding what that new language, because obviously Sam and I do scenes of that nature or whatever together so often, but we've been doing it for so many years and we have such a shorthand and such an understanding. It comes so easy, but this was like a whole new world. And but that grief and that going to that sort of state, it's tough. It always is. But, I think it was definitely a week where I was going to bed very early and it's like on a Monday morning when you get up and you're sort of like at 5:30 a.m. and you're like, well, I'm going to be crying all day today. That's like when you really, you have to dig deep.
You have to conserve your energy. On the other hand, Sam, speaking of, Jamie coming right back, there's like such a tension-filled, emotion-filled moment. You're reuniting with Claire. You immediately have accidentally spilled the beans that William is your child. And the Redcoats are at your door. How is he processing all of this? And how do you think, or can you tease what the fallout will be?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge moment. And obviously, Jamie doesn't know what he's walking into in terms of the relationship with Claire and Lord John Grey. But, there's obviously that needs to be played out. And does to quite a dramatic fashion. And then the William of it all is a huge shock. It's obviously something that Jamie and John Grey and everyone around him has tried to protect, that information. There's a great many secrets being kept, but it's also been dangerous for William to find out. So I guess he doesn't really get a chance in that second to process it with the Redcoats there. He needs to escape, and he uses John Grey as his alibi in a way, taking him prisoner. But yes, it then I think Jamie doesn't really have time to think, and probably doesn't think. He just reacts. Perhaps it's Jamie of old, or some deep-rooted pride or fear. But yeah, it's a pretty brutal punishment that he deals out, and then that the repercussions of that play out throughout the whole of season 7 and actually into season 8 as well. But it's a huge moment for Jamie and Claire, and probably one of the most testing moments they've had as a couple for a long time.
Yeah, speaking of that, how does that affect your future scenes together? Obviously, you can't just tell me how it all ends, but can you guys kind of discuss where your mindsets are and how that reflects in your scenes?
I think the one thing at this point in their relationship, the kind of will they, won't they we're beyond that. They are, their bond is so strong and so deep, but it does create a huge rift. And it's about, well, how do they repair that? How do they get over that? And I think that that's a really interesting examination of a marriage. How do they fix that?
Yeah, and I think it plays out in a very typically Outlander way. One of these big scenes that perhaps isn't your stereotypical scene from a TV show. It's very much book orientated, but yeah, Jamie and Claire, that's what they're good at. They're good at hashing things out, and I think it probably would break another couple, but they do find a way. Well, or do they? But yeah, they do, and I think again, it makes them stronger and makes them a tighter couple.
And that is why we love them. Thank you so much. You're fabulous. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
The stars will not burn out, and nor will we.